Good morning, beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested, ready to begin your day. This is your daily tarot and oracle, your daily insight on life and love for April 29th, 2022, also being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, this might be relevant or irrelevant or somewhere on the spectrum. It doesn't really matter. If you're watching this, you've probably been pulled to it. So let's see what's up. Don't force this to fit your life. You can seriously just let it fall away if it doesn't make sense. What I see right here is it's like a before, during, and after, and it's about you. So anyway, if you have questions about booking a private session, go ahead to the description, grab the email address, send me an email, or find me on the social platforms at Raising Savak. One word, no spaces, no underscores, no punctuations, no numbers. The latest spam account is Raising Savak. It's like they totally misspelled Savak, and it's the funniest thing. I'll give it its own video, but it's hilarious. Anyway, so yeah, RAISINGSEVAK is the correct one. Don't let anybody fool you, and don't give out your private info. So hey, this is what I'm looking at with you. Look at you. Look at you. You're flipping doing the right thing now, aren't you? You know what? You seem like you're leading towards being kind of a punk about it, but I think that this is necessary. Okay. I feel like there was points of rebellion of you that were absolutely reckless, absolutely arrogant. I bet that, you're probably lucky to be alive. Just gonna say it like that. You were a little bit of a daredevil. See, look at this, look at this. Look at this. So what I see here is all of that recklessness, all of that arrogant. I think that was a major rebellion, wilding time. You had to make a statement in that time. This wasn't something that you just wanted to do in your soul. This was saying that something else was going on with you. And I feel in this, you've been working on taming that beast for quite some time, because this was an expression of so much despair or anxiety or just resentment of what has transpired in the past with you. So what I see here is absolute work on being compassionate and protective of yourself. And I see the proposal that's coming in. I see that you are probably a 180 as far as a person goes. You start off, that wild feral energy, and here we go, we're taming that beast. I think that you were able to tame that. And now it looks like, okay, we need to do something different, because you went from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum. And here we are right now where it feels like now you need to find the middle ground. So I think that this is learning that you can be empowered. You can stand up for yourself. You don't have to fight every person that comes in front of you, which I think is stemming again from the formative years. And we're looking also at the fact that people really took your gentleness as being a doormat, and somehow you being an idiot, and you're not an idiot. Now, I'm not saying this about everybody. This is about certain people in your life. You're not an idiot. You knew exactly what they were doing, but also you didn't want to let that vicious part, that feral part of yourself out. So enough push and shove from the feral to feeling like a doormat. And now it's like, okay, where the heck is my happy middle ground on this? Well, I'll tell you, you're learning to let them out. A lot of feminine energy around this. So worthiness, compassion, F around and find out. That really is what I'm feeling with this one. I see that you are done playing the nice part for everybody. You're done making excuses for these a-holes, and you're just not going to let them run one over on you as if you somehow did not catch on. But also, you're not about to curb stomp them. So, thank God. Yay for no violence. Not saying that you were actually violent. This is kind of an extreme case. Look at this. Ugh, good God. Anyway, so I think that you're learning to find some sort of a healthy middle ground for you, where you are kind, you are assertive, and you are kind of putting people into their place while still trying to maintain healthy relationships. I think that you're not, you know, fully slamming the door shut. It's like, listen, I want you to be around, but if you're going to be a jerk like this, I'm going to have to close this door. So you're going to see what they're doing. I don't think that you're ducking and running from every person at all. It feels like you can't feel like you're being taken advantage of anymore. You can't feel like your voice doesn't matter. And you also can't feel like everybody's trying to get some sort of a reaction out of you, because believe it or not, some of these people might be the ones who remember you from your really wild days. And that wasn't even you as a person. That was an aspect of your character that you needed to protect yourself with. But now you don't have to have that fight and you can still protect yourself. So yeah, people kind of have to get to knowing you on a new level. You're grown, dude. You're totally grown. And I see that you still have like that kind heart, but the wisdom that you had to acquire in this time, that needs to be acknowledged. All right, you can't just unlearn these things. You know how these people can take advantage of you. You know how heartless people can be. Hell, you know how heartless you can be. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying anybody's perfect. This has a chance to really be a pure crap show. And we see that the clouds are rolling in, so it's like, okay, I don't know how to really make of this healthy boundary or these healthy standards or these healthy relationships, but this is why we're here. This is why we're learning. But it's like you've given everybody more than an arm's length away. And now it's like, okay, I can't feel you anymore, and I want to try and maintain some relationships in my life that really matter. Let's see how close I can let you before things start to get uncomfortable. And you know what? It's probably even vice versa too. Okay, not in every case it's going to be vice versa, but you get what I'm saying. So, whole new cycle going with this World card. Don't let your cloudiness about this stop you. This, again, we have the Three of Pentacles. This is all new lessons. You're not going to be perfect. In fact, you actually might even be very reactive to this type of energy. But again, it's okay. That didn't work. We're not going to say that we failed, but let's try this again. So let's see what's going on here. Okay. Recovery. In some way, shape, or form, you're an addict in recovery. Every single one of us. Every one of us, whether it's people pleasing, hard drugs, workaholic, or, I don't know, sex, or, foodie, or whatever. We're in recovery. So holding your hand throughout the recovery journey into radiant health. What the heck? What is going on? Okay, so I have second opinion, improving health, and a card that flew. Call upon Archangel Raphael for help. Consult a nutritionist, increased energy. Oh, and there's two that fell. That's fun. Have faith and organic food. So these are really organic relationships that are going to be staying. It's going to happen organically, which also means that it is going to be prone to more bumps and bruises. It's not manufactured, it's not forced, and it's not pressured. And also have faith that these are actually going to be relationships that do evolve into the next level in your life. To have faith that whoever's on the opposing side of this, who you're learning how to let in to some degree, they're not complete brats. Okay. And whatever guilt that you have carried about this, I see it falling to the wayside. I see that you are just going to feel better as a person because it doesn't feel like you have to go through everything alone. So this might actually involve reconciliation with certain family members, friends, or lovers of the past. As long as it's not toxic, abusive, or illegal, let's keep these in place. So this, I feel like this is really unexpected. Honestly, whoever's the opposing force on this, I don't really know if they knew that how different this connection could be. I also think that you quite, didn't know how quite different this could be. I like it. You wanna know what? This is gonna take time. Ooh. you know, I never turn this on airplane mode when I'm recording. I keep getting notifications and I'm fighting not to turn my head. All right, soulmates is in reverse, and then we have the deep knowing. So listen, you're saturated. You're saturated with a little bit of emotional ties here. Be very careful of the people who are coming back. So apparently this is going to be a test for you. That's fun. Aren't you sick of these tests? Aren't you sick of these hurdles, these lessons? They're the funnest thing on the planet, aren't they? So this is saying you're not making the progress that you want. And these people are coming back in. Are you going to have to settle for these people? Are you going to have to just say yes to everybody just because they're popping up? No. No, use your discernment. This is saying you're way too emotionally clouded by some of them, and the fact that it seems like you have been going through this all alone for so long. You just want somebody in. Don't put yourself in that position to just accept any a-hole that's walking through the door just because it's been a while. Some of these people, you know, immediately it's a hell no. Don't push yourself against that one. Trust your gut on it. But there is a longing for certain people who you want to make some form of a reconciliation with. Some of these people who are coming back, that's a hell no. They were some of your biggest teachers. And I know there's an appreciation. It's like, I will always have love for you, whether it's platonic or romantic. But can't have this moving forward in life. So this is saying you have actually thrived in this situation, and this amount of awareness that you can actually see in response to this person, that actually shows how much you have evolved in a short period of time. So this, let's see, we have a leg up, and we have time to go in reverse. So I want these two. Never-ending story and regeneration. This is talking about having the actual help and the leg up in this. And I think that you're waiting for some sort of grand sign, or you're waiting for a guarantee that somebody is not going to completely betray you or break your heart. And with the people who are coming back in for the potential reconciliation in your life, again, this is not just one person. I do feel like this is a theme. So again, family, friends, lovers. Spirit is saying, I can't just give you the answer that you want. I'm telling you the answer. It's right in front of your face. Are you going to learn the same lesson? Are you going to keep going through it with these people? I'm giving you a really negative feeling in your gut. Are you going to trust it? There's a major second chance for a new start in your life. Don't undermine it with going against your intuition again. This is what led to the whole having to be feral, because you want to know what? You have been done being pushed. And then there was a softening, not wanting to be seen, or not wanting to feel like the bad guy in every situation. And then there's a softening. So it feels like you're kind of learning how to Goldilocks these standards and boundaries. This is just right. Let's look at the regeneration. All right. Tell me about the regeneration using angel therapy. The spiritual growth, focus. You actually might notice that some of these people have changed. And that's the confusing part, because your gut is saying, well, hang on a minute. This isn't a hell no. This person has caused a lot of whatever in your life, whether it's pain, confusion, excitement, or whatever the case might be. But I'm not getting exactly know why. And yourself is saying that, hey, this person has changed. So when you start to really push and going against what your gut is telling you, this is saying that's where things start to get mucky. And then the emotion starts to override the intuition. And that's where things get even worse. So this, in the beginning, when it was talking about the deep knowing in reverse, that's what it's talking about. Once you stop trusting your gut and you start going based off of old feelings and emotions and trying to see what this person would be like now and what the potential for the future holds. It all gets mucky. You're oversaturated in your emotions, which makes you have to step back and then readdress the situation. So, all right, so now that I'm telling you that, how the heck are you going to be able to cast that oversaturation of emotion inside and keep your wits about you and trust these people that are coming in? We have alternative medicine. Sobriety. Yeah, so not that kind of alternative medicine. I'm seeing you. For me, this seems like grounding. I feel this high agitation. I feel almost like that natural high agitation. So it's almost like a lightheadedness. Don't let that rule you. This, go get grounded. Go spend some time alone. That's actually going to be essential. In the next card, we got some fresh air. Go outside as long as it's not dangerous out, because I don't know where you are in the world. I don't know your exact location. Yeah. Can you tell? I'm just feeling kind of caffeinated. This is saying caffeine free and detox. You want a card? Shut up. I'm still not feeling like this is done. So the inner authority and easy does it. This is going to be dealing with relationships, forgiveness, heals. And this is also about healing yourself in here. So you are working through healing with this. This connection, these connections that are coming in are looking for healing. If you are feeling like you can't get grounded, you need to take away stimulants that are over amplifying your system. You don't need to have anything to cloud your judgment. You don't need over, outside influence. This is saying it's great to have advice, but advice from every single person on the planet, it's starting to drown out your voice and reason. So forgiveness is absolutely, without question, going to be a part of this. And also, you need to be a little bit kinder and easier to your system, because you're feeling like you have to have all the answers right away. And this is saying, listen, no, take it easy. We didn't take a day to get here. We're not going to take a day to get out of this. So using your natural healing abilities, I see that you're going to be entering this in with a clear and open mind, and that you are not going to be clouded by anything. Once you feel clouded, you're going to go outside, you're going to ground yourself, and then you're going to come back. And we have a flippin' tower moment coming in. What the hecking heck? All right, so after some discussion about certain reconciliations in your life and having a new degree of a connection, we have a flippin' tower moment. So this, we have also the Page of Pentacles. Slow grounding energy. This is just seeds that are being planted, intentions that are being made for the future. This looks like collaborations. This also looks like unification. Is that the word that I want? Okay. Ooh. Oh, look at you. Oh, we have the Chariot. So we have bonding, and it's also the Chariot in reverse. All right, so it looks like not moving forward. The Hangman's in reverse, cutting yourself free. A karmic situation. I want clarification on the Chariot with this. You don't think that you can move forward with them. God, you do not want to let your guard down. What else? Yeah. So this, you're going to have to pump the brakes in a lot of senses. I see the tower moment. I see the talk of reconciliations and intentions. And again, please don't get this hooked on just the relationship concept. We're talking family, friends, lovers. You have reconciliation of very important connections in your life coming into play, because not only have you done work, these people have done work, and it's trying to make an effort to show that they are a different person. And there's a deep need to come in, and forgiveness is going to be forgiveness is going to be sought after. But in planting these seeds, you can't just pretend that everything's hunky-dory. Listen, we're going to talk, we're going to work things out, but then I need some time to breathe. We can't just act like all this time didn't happen. So this is you reflecting on the changes that need to be made in your life so that you guys don't repeat these patterns. And again, it's not just you who has to reflect and not repeat these patterns. This is them too. You are forcing them to go and think about things. You go think about how things transpired in the past, how we need things to be different in the future, and how we don't want to go down the same road, because that always led to failure. It always led to fights. It always led to just absolute resentments. And also never quite feeling safe in the connection. Isn't that just tiresome? Feeling like you can't be safe around somebody? It always feels like every single thing had to have some sort of a trade-off rather than just being there. We're not doing that anymore. We're not going to change or exchange intimacy for, a business trade-off. We're going to restore balance. We're going to learn the karmic lesson. We're going to move forward with a level of detachment. We're not holding anybody to anything anymore, and this is where the silver lining comes in. All right, final cards for this reading, Spirit. This is actually coming in very soon. So if you are catching this reading in this moment, right now, wherever you're catching this reading in time, this is probably happening in the next 2 and 3 weeks. That's what I'm feeling. It feels that soon. So you might get some really unexpected messages. I mean, we are a very connected world. So unless you're watching this through smoke signal, I'm not sure how. But anyway, keep an eye on your messages. And as long as it's not spam risk, you might be hearing from somebody really soon. And I want to know how it goes. Your gut's going to be saying give something a chance, but I don't want you to stay in abusive, toxic, or illegal situations, so please keep that in mind. It's happening really soon. Messages are going to be incoming. These are the beginning stages. I'm excited to see where this is going. I think that this is going to be really good for you. And, well, I guess that's been the Daily Tarot and Oracle, the daily insight on life and love for April 29th, 2022. Again, being timeless, so depends on wherever you are in time, this might be relevant, but wherever you are in time, when you're catching this in about 3 weeks' time, be prepared to hear from some pretty unexpected people. And I think you guys really might want to listen to each other. So go to the main page, look for the email address, or find Raising Savak on the social platforms. Again, no spaces, no underscores, no numbers, no punctuation. It's one word. @ RAISINGSEVAK. Nothing else. These guys are misspelling it, and it's funny. It is so funny. All right, you go make this day yours. Bye. All right, what I'm saying here is this is really all about you, and I love this. I love that you're so caring. I love that you're so compassionate. I love that you are so incredibly calm. I see that time has really, you're still strong, you're still tough, but time has absolutely softened you. And it's not necessarily about the momentum and the forward movement. It's about you being in the state of allowance. So we have you as both the King of Cups and the Queen of Swords, seeing your life just grow and come towards you, and you having to make some incredible changes. This is really not letting yourself get clouded. It's really not confusing yourself. I think that you're honest and transparent. I feel like there's no need for you to hide anything, and I really appreciate this about you. You know that you have to make incredible changes in your life. You're not quite sure where all these big changes are going to lead you, but you're going to let this life happen for you. You're not going to resist this. You feel like it's already incoming. You see this major payoff in a very physical form. I see materialism, abundance, financial abundance, all over this. Whatever changes you are making, it's very physical in your world. It's not just a mental clicking in place. It's the mental clicking in place that allowed for all this. So this, I feel like your dreams are coming true. You just have to decide the route to get there. That's what the crossroads is. What is the experiences that you want to bring in along the way? Yeah, you're sitting on the fence, but look at this. Look at this energy. It's absolutely worthiness. It is absolutely peeking underneath that, pretending that, oh, we're going to be surprised. No, you know exactly what it is that you're calling in. There's so many different roads that you can go down, and it's what kind of happiness do you want to experience? So I feel like your dreams are coming true. So be very careful about what those dreams are, because what you're dreaming, what you're drifting and wandering to, this is what it's coming towards. And actually, this has popped up more than a few times today. Fourth dimension. Instant manifestation. As soon as you think about it, it brings it right back to the Ghostbusters in the 80s. Everybody control your thoughts, clear your mind. And then there's Bankman who, thinks of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Dude. Whatever you think of is going to come about. Be the guardian of your mind, and also wish fulfillment. Very cool. So it looks like somebody kind of needs to forgive themselves. And I think that actions and the perception of them were not matching up entirely. So this is what we're looking at here. I see that you just want to move on, you want to move forward, and I think that you really were, excited to move forward. I think that you were vivacious. I think there was confidence there. I think this was excitement that you haven't felt in a long time. And I don't think that anybody kind of recognized it. They didn't even know how to take it. There's this story that you were like blunt, abrasive, rude, and just confrontational. A total misconception about who you are. And what I'm seeing here is, just wanting to have that be recognized for what it was, and you not being seen as a monster. You're not a monster. You were never a monster in this. It's just feels like somebody's hanging on to an old storyline of you. And you actually feel a level of guilt around that. It's like, hey, I wish that you did not, see me like that. I wish that you knew me better. Because if you knew me, then you would know what I'm doing, and this wasn't an attack on you. There's a lot of healing that needs to go about, and it looks like there's somebody who isn't quite sure that they can mend whatever this is. I'm not saying that you're a monster. I'm not saying that you're abusive. I'm saying that there was a misread about what your intentions were or the kind of person that you were. And it's all because this awesome level of excitement that you normally did not tap into, but here you are, and it feels like you were completely going 100 miles an hour on this. But you want to move on, you want to move forward, and you don't want this sticking about you. So what's the best foot forward on this? I actually am being pulled to this deck, so let's see what's up. What's the best foot forward for you? Poised is in reverse. All right, let it go, let them go, let this whole thing go. You're not here to try and rescue a reputation of yours. They're going to be committed to remembering the past version of you. Let them go. Let them have their opinion on you. It doesn't mean squat. I think that you have probably tried it more once than an apology, and they weren't taking it. They know, but it's more convenient for them to kind of stick this to you. So, you know what? Let it go. F them. I know that you feel guilt, but you have to recognize that somebody is deliberately holding this against you rather than acknowledging what it is. They know what it was. They didn't know at first, but now they're being incredibly stubborn and childish about it. So just let it go. Fuck them. You're tired of having to defend yourself, and you're just ready to kind of move on. You want to be happy. You don't want to be somebody's whipping post. And I see that you are actually getting away from somebody who was really cruel to you. You're getting away from cruelty, whether this is a relationship or a person in your life. You made the choice to escape them. Again, it's this whole issue of you constantly having to defend every move that you make. And honestly, I think that this weirdly suited you for a while. It's like, no, I'll prove my innocence. Got to a point of, you know what? F that. You are not a walking criminal, are you? So this is saying, listen, we're gonna go be happy. I'm getting the F away from this person. They suck. I was on the fence about this for a while, but you wanna know what? If I wanna live, if I wanna be happy, I have to get away from this D-bag. And I see it. I see the confusion there for a while. I see the hope in the beginning. I see the restoration of the hope at the end of it. And here we are with the need to follow through. So it's probably going to be difficult for you to stay away from this energy. This might be long exposure to this kind of energy. So I don't know, kind of feels like Stockholm syndrome, but yeah, get away from them. Forget it. You're better off. So you've been juggling a lot for a while and it hasn't been getting you anywhere. That is awesome. No, it's not. First off, you had too many balls in the air. You had too much that you were doing and not any recognition in doing that. And this may have been a close connection in your life. And I see that you have learned the lesson. You've learned the lesson of them. You've learned the lesson. So guess what? Now we have this feeling of complete, not let down, but it seems like sadness over what seems to be wasted time for you. And you just want to move on, you want to move forward, you want to get away from this. Awesome. I do feel like the idea of even getting away from this just completely harsh energy, it feels like, it feels like you're getting your life back. It was really hard for you to maintain any sense of balance. I think that you just yesed your way through this entire thing. Yes, you could do anything. Yes, you could take on anything. And yes, they just kept piling it back on now, didn't they? I don't like this energy. I don't like this around you at all. It's a pain in the keister. And you know what? Lesson learned. You were taken advantage of horribly. Listen to Joss Stone's You Had Me. Yeah, great song for this. Well, this is a fun bag of nuts right here. Oh my God. So, okay, the Starseed Oracle. I actually figured out which deck was which deck. And yes, I'm enunciating because, oh my God, when you don't, it sounds horrible. Anyway, we have the Void, Baby Steps, the Messenger, Lifting the Veil. The Void is the womb. It's where life begins. It's where life ends in some instances. And this is exactly where you are. I do feel like, obviously the beginning comes after an end, and it seems like there is a point of nothingness around you, nothing that you can really trust, nothing that you can really grab onto, nothing that you can or want to embrace at all. So this is saying, stop trying to do everything right now. Stop trying to be this a superhero right now. Just enjoy the void. Enjoy being cradled in that womb, and let yourself just simply be held by life. And this is saying, don't try and rush your way through this. This is where you learn to be silent, you learn to be still, and you start to actually decipher creation out of what seems to be the void. The Baby Steps is all about your calling. What is your calling? What does this even mean for you? I think that's probably why it's important that it came after the void, in that nothingness, to have all sound and all matter and all distractions completely wiped away from you. And seeing what starts to come out of the darkness with that. Where does your mind start to breed creation when everything has fallen silent? What starts to spark in that imagination of yours? It's like being in a dark room with no windows and no doors, and you just feel yourself completely deprived of sensation. Where does your mind start to drift and wander? And this is, I guess, becoming a life purpose. So it's telling you not to push it away, but start to see what develops in this. And what makes you start to create a universe in that void? What starts to fill this up? What seems to bring you back to life? This is not only about life purpose, it's the plan in getting there. So this is saying, once you have developed a foundation for your life purpose, one of your many life purposes, the veil is going to start to lift off of you, and you're actually going to start to see this new life mission of yours play out in action. But you have to give yourself time to let this come into creation. Does that make sense? It's gonna lift. Alrighty, so right now, you're over analyzing everything into the ground and thinking that the world is going to come crashing down if you aren't hitting the grind on this is the worst thing that you could do for yourself. You are going to work yourself into a frenzy, possibly an illness if you're not careful. Take a rest. This isn't you being lazy, it's you letting other things take control over, I guess, not necessarily the manifestation, but the transition part of your life. You are already in the transitional stages, but the fact that you can't really micromanage this and you are constantly looking for how you can do more is leading you to, it seems like, go-to pleasures. Now this could be food, it could be people, it could be alcohol, substances. I'll just say it as a bulk like that. Knock it off. I know it's easier said than done, but Spirit is saying, listen, you don't need to go to that right now. That's the last thing that you should do. First off, you have to learn to be flexible in this and realize that sometimes you are not going to have full set of control over here. It's because this is not only your path. This is not just you and being the only fighter in here. This is a co-creation with your life path and many other life paths and the soul and spirit. So this is saying your job is done. Let somebody else start weaving in some of the threads here. You need to let somebody else do their job, do their work. You're creating a quilt. You're creating more than just a line. There's so many pieces that go into this. And you want to know what? This is going to be something that it leads to a beautiful life once you put yourself aside as like the main manufacturer on this one and let other people take the reins because they have their own path that they are intertwining with yours at times. It doesn't mean that you're giving up full control. It just means that you don't always have to be in the driver's seat with this. You can actually pull over and take a rest. And the whole analyzation of this is saying it's nothing more than based on assumptions of every single person kind of being not funneled, but separated and completely unable to touch your path and vice versa. It's not always analyzing what the other person is going to do. They're going to show up however necessary at that time. This is really telling you to sit back and watch and then wait for your sign to take action. So it's actually going to be pretty colorful. Hey there, so what I'm seeing right here is, okay, your life seems incredibly amped right now. And I think that you kind of are really pushing your inner authority, but really abusing yourself with this. The exercise is key, the caffeine free. It's like, listen, you don't need to be so high and antsy on yourself. You don't need to overwork your body. You don't need to overprocess anything. You don't need to make up for lost time with this. Listen to what your body is telling you because it's giving off a lot of red flags right now. It's letting off a lot of fire alarms right now. There's way too much overloading you. And the whole second opinion is, listen, you might not be in the right place to judge what actions you need to take in your life. I think that you are being too harsh on yourself. Take a breather and then let somebody who's been in your position or somebody who you love and admire start to give you some outsider perspective and how to make this easier on yourself. This is actually a major call to protection on you. I see that you are incredibly special, unique, all of that, but also you tend to be relentless on yourself. You tend to go beyond the extra mile. And I think that you may have done some sort of this is warning of actually doing damage. That's what I'm getting in here. So instead of completely running your body ragged, how else can exercise is key be expressed here? Maybe it's moderation. Maybe it's the exercising the right to sleep, or, exercising your right to rest, not even just sleep, just rest. This is saying you have to give yourself direction, but you also have to know when you are giving yourself way too much direction and it's you completely piling everything one after the other onto yourself. This is saying also with the caffeine free, I think that this is more of an addictive behavior, and it seems to be built on nervousness, anxiety. Maybe it's time to look at the deeper cause on why you feel like you need to do this to yourself and talk to somebody about it, because I feel like fear is the underlying cause of all of this. What are you afraid of? What do you need comfort in? What are you redirecting into a channel for all of this pressure that you're putting on yourself? It's going to be actually quite an informative time for you, about you, to you. So not all is what it seems, and you need to have somebody to talk to right now. Let me know how it goes.